Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be sharing what I liked and didn't like about the Wyndham Alltra Playa del Carmen, and it's overwhelmingly positive, and the dislikes that I'm going to share are not deal breakers by any means. So let me jump right in and let you know what I thought. If you're just tuning in, we stayed at the Wyndham Alltra Playa del Carmen for a 1-week all-inclusive vacation. We didn't know much about this resort before we booked it, so I hope sharing these pros and cons can help you get a better picture of what a stay at the resort is like. And like I said, none of the cons that I'll mention are really deal breakers, but things you should just know if you're planning a trip here. And before I jump in, be sure to check out my other videos from our stay at this resort, because I've shared a full resort tour, our junior suite tour, and did a deep dive into the food options here and what we thought of the food overall. Now, let's jump into the pros and cons of this resort. So I'm going to start with what I liked about this resort, and there are so many things. I think this has to be one of my most favorite resort trips that I've ever taken to any country over the last, well, pretty much since I've started traveling. We really liked this resort. So I'm going to start with the food. I thought the food here was delicious. They had 3 specialty restaurants for dinner, plus the buffet, and then they also had a specialty restaurant for lunch, but you didn't need to make reservations for that one. We ate at the Mexican restaurant 3 times, the Italian twice, and the grill once, and then the buffet for breakfast, lunch, and 1 dinner, and everything was great. We loved all of the food and thought it was really delicious. The service was fantastic, so the food here is very good. I also thought that this resort was very beautiful. It had very decorative, ornate columns, beautiful balconies. It just had a charm about it that I really liked. Although it was a little bit difficult to navigate at first, but we did end up finding it to be okay after a couple of days. So this is a very beautiful hotel. The entertainment here was also pretty good. They usually had an evening show as well as activities throughout the day. So if you wanted to take part in those activities, you absolutely could. But if you preferred a more relaxing time, you didn't have to. The evening shows ranged from a fire show, which we missed because of our dinner reservations, all the way to karaoke. So there's something for everyone. I also really liked that this wasn't a massive resort and everything was pretty centrally located. So if you were at the pool, you were basically right beside the main lobby area. Like nothing was too far away, which I really liked. So if you don't like big sprawling resorts and hotels where you are walking and walking, this would be a really good option because everything is very centrally located, and then you might just have to walk to the beach or walk to the restaurants, but otherwise we thought it was really great. The main pool area was also a plus for me because they divided it into 2. So one side they did all of the activities on, and the other side was for swimming. So if you were on the cabana side, that was where all of the activities happened, and we typically sat on the other side because that's where all of the chairs were. Aside from the chair reservations, which I will get to in my dislikes, I thought it was very well laid out. They had lots of umbrellas so you could get some shade as well. There was a main bar right in the middle, and right below that they had the cleanest pool bathrooms I've ever seen at any resort. So I really enjoyed this pool area. The proximity to 5th Avenue is also a plus for this resort because you can get there in about 3 minutes walking. So if you're interested in the nightlife or just want to go shopping, try out some local restaurants, it is a very convenient location for that. I also thought that our room was very clean, spacious, and very modern for the most part. The bathroom was slightly outdated, but I think overall it was a fantastic room and we really liked the location. And when it came to making dinner reservations, it was super easy. When we arrived, we went right to the desk. We didn't even have to wait, and we were able to make reservations for 4 nights of our stay. We also made a same-day reservation and then got 2 extra reservations. So we dined out at the specialty restaurants 6 times throughout this week. We also always got the dining time that we wanted. So they said, "What time do you want?" And then whatever time we said, they said, "Perfect," and gave it to us. And sometimes that's not the case when you're making reservations at all-inclusive resorts. So we thought that was pretty great. I have to add that all of the staff at this resort are super friendly. They all greet you with a smile, say buenos dias, buenos noches. It's just a super friendly resort environment, and that's something I really liked about it here. And another thing that I found very convenient was that they have a digital concierge app. So you scan this QR code and then you can see all of the dining menus, the entertainment options and schedules, and you have everything that you need on your phone. So that is very convenient, and I liked how easy it was to navigate. One of the things that I don't like about this resort is the beach area. It does look lovely, they've got plenty of chairs, there's a beach bar, but it's not an ideal beach for swimming. So if you do want to get out in the ocean swimming, this may not be the resort for you because there are tons of rocks and coral, and it does not look like a great spot to go swimming. You definitely need water shoes if you are going to be walking in that water. And I would say if you're looking for a pristine beach to go swimming, this probably isn't the resort for you. However, this resort is great, so you could stay at this resort and maybe just head to one of the nicer beaches nearby, because that's also an option. Another thing I found very frustrating with this resort was that there weren't enough chairs for guests. So they did have cabanas around one side of the pool, however, you had to pay to use them, and it started at around $79 US all the way up to $125 depending on the day of the week or if they had special events happening. And that does include alcohol, but alcohol is already included because you're staying at an all-inclusive, so I didn't really find it worthwhile to pay for one. Then on the other side of the pool, they had chairs, but not enough for all of the guests staying at the hotel when the hotel is packed, which it is this week. So there were a lot of chair reservations, people were putting stuff and leaving it out on their chairs, and then by 7:30 in the morning, if you didn't reserve a chair, you pretty much weren't getting one unless somebody else left. And people would leave things on their chairs and not come back for hours and hours, if at all. So that was rather frustrating because if you wanted to get a chair, you had to reserve a chair, even though they asked you not to and you had to sign that you wouldn't when you checked in. So that was something that I found very frustrating. I think they need to get rid of some of the cabanas, at least half of them, and put more chairs that people can just use freely, because that is very frustrating about this resort. However, I will say that we did see a lot of people going inside getting the hotel staff, and the hotel staff would come and look and see who hasn't been at their chair for a while or what they think was a while, and then they would take a picture of the belongings on the chair, remove them, I don't know where they put them, and then give those chairs to someone else. So that did happen if you left your chair unattended for a long period of time, but overall I just think they need more chairs at this resort for the guests. Another dislike that I have about this resort is that the bar doesn't open until 11 a.m. and that's any bar. So if you're trying to get a breakfast mimosa or a Bloody Mary with breakfast, you can't do that here. So that's something I didn't really like. It's not a big deal breaker at all, but if you are looking to get a breakfast mimosa or Bloody Mary, you can't do it at this resort. And a few observations of this resort that are neither positive or negative, but just something to consider. There's no swim-up bar at the pool here, but they did have plenty of staff walking around taking drink orders all around the pool and even in the pool. So while they don't have the swim-up bar, you still can get drink service in the pool and around it. This is definitely not a party resort. So if you are looking for that party vibe, I wouldn't say that this is the resort for you. However, it is very conveniently located to Fifth Avenue, like I mentioned. So this would be great if you want to have a nice relaxing vibe at the resort and then get off the resort and go to some of the local night bars, nightclubs. I don't even know what they're called because clearly I'm not going to them. But if that's something that you're looking for, you can find it on Fifth Avenue. Overall, we had a fantastic time here at this resort, and I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a low-key, relaxing atmosphere for adults only. We would definitely come back in the future, and like I said, it was a great week. I hope this video can be helpful for you if you're considering this resort for a future trip, and as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Coming up, I'll be sharing what we got up to in Playa del Carmen. We went into town a few times while we were at this resort, and I'll be sharing some of the things that you can do if you venture into town, so stay tuned for that.